Hello everyone and welcome to this month's Game Devlog on the Blue Dots Expedition, a turn-based strategy flight game. So, I said I wanted to be content complete by the end of the year, but there is a certain period of time in the way. And with the Christmas season means the holiday release rush, which means developers are on deadlines, which means more work hours, which means less daytime hours to work on personal projects. And yes, I am very aware of how much this sounds like the biggest first world problem, to have paid work in the midst of the biggest global crisis of the 21st century so far. All I could say in my defense though, is that I try to meet my deadlines, even more so if they're self-imposed. Now, by content complete, I mean that 1. All the levels are playable from start to finish, and 2. The other mechanics like the age system, the hub world, permadeath are implemented within it. It won't look or sound great, but it's finishable and ready to be polished. In order to get it done before December, I'd have to put in a few all-day and nighters. As of writing, it's the 23rd. Alright, let's do this. It's been a while, so let's give a rundown on the level sequence. You select a level, pick your pilots, go into battle, repeat until the waves stop. The catch is that whoever you choose matters. Permadeath is on, the characters age faster based on how often you use them. This happens after each level out of a planned 16. In order to keep up interest, enemies and obstacles have to be introduced with good pace and thought. Asteroids first, then weak enemies before new ones show up, but not enough to cause info overload. One example is the wandering enemy, which just goes straight ahead and is an easy target. Then reveal the aggro enemy, which also just goes straight ahead, but he's freaking gunning for you. Not much different, just more aggressive. It's familiarity with a curveball to get the player to adapt to what they've already learned. I got 5 levels so far, which is what I started with, but work's finally lightened up. Segue to players learning stuff, I got some people in my inner circle who have never played the game to play it, and I saw how much needed to be done. Text in tutorials can only get you so far, 3 seconds if you're lucky. I added images with placeholder art to hammer the point that the player needs to do this with these buttons or keys, both in the strategy mode and in the flight mode. I even made sure all the ships are the same in the tutorial cues just so they'd match up. At this time I haven't tested this version with other players. It should yield better results, I imagine. We'll see. And there's some smaller quality of life stuff like a new font, buttons in the menus, moving from character select to level select, etc. Alright, got 10 levels. Introduce the majority of the enemies. The plan is to get the players to think where they go. One example is that the pilots have to get rid of the projectile enemies, but there are regular enemies heading towards the planet all the time, so they have to move while avoiding bullets. One way to make it easier is to use the enemies to the player's advantage, like using enemy bullets to take out another enemy. Still need to test more of that, but the enemy waves are designed that way. Now, all well and good, but I have other systems that need to be integrated. I was able to get the age system integrated. When you select a level, it will show you what the pilots' ages are when you finish the level, and the total age of the pilots are in the level select screen. Also got at least the basis for the score system in the level select, wherein it's just 3 PNGs which will be stars based on the highest score you got when you completed the mission, based on the criteria I've programmed. How many pilots are left, how many turns were used, and how much health you lost total amongst your pilots. Another reason to have enemies kill each other. And that makes 16. The game is now quote-unquote beatable. Now to debug and get people to play it. Otherwise, I'll get back to finishing the story so I can make storyboards. The absolute deadline is for the end of this year, and maybe I'll test out some audio ideas. So, that'll be it for this month. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback, and all that junk. I'm gonna go to bed.